facts.
Thank you. Now, Governor, you have positioned yourself as probably one of the most, if not the most aggressive Democratic pushback to the current 34 convicted count felon in the White House. The chief liar, the liar in chief. Because you talk about his lies and how often he lies. It's a whole dang on page.
You should buy the book just for that one chapter. There's a good, by the way, there's the tour I took on Air Force One with Donald Trump. Oh, you have to read it just for that. Where he's petting the side of the plane. We go into the presidential bedroom. I'll leave you there. Buy the book, buy the book. I'm just saying.
What?
I will not be invited back on that plane anytime soon.
When did the light switch turn on for you that said, you know what, there's a gap here and somebody needs to fill this gap?
I mean, there was a dimmer switch. But if there was a light switch, it was in June of last year. I get a call from the president late at nights, 10:30 my time, 1:30 or so his time. It's this weird number, this unknown number, but it said Palm Beach. And over and over and over again, I check in with Susie Wiles. I said, she said it is. And I said, well, I'll call him tomorrow, it's late. He goes, no, I think he wants to talk. So I call back, president gets right on the phone. Before I can even say a word without a beat, he goes, hey, Gavin, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think of that nickname, Newsom? It's pretty good, huh? It's pretty original. And I'm like, original? Mr. President, and it's literally in the book. I said, in 8th grade, there was like an 8th grader that used to call me Newsom. It's not original. It's like, and I said, you're like 80. I didn't say that, but, and then he immediately goes, well, what do you think of MAGA? MAGA's pretty good. I'm like, are we seriously having this I literally said, are we seriously having this conversation? He goes, how many hats do you think I sold last month? How many hats? I'm like, how many hats? He's like 200. I'm like, oh, well, that's amazing, Mr. President. Anyway, went on like this. This was after.
You know, Lindsey Graham probably bought most of them.
No. That's not true. Lindsey Graham bought all the knee pads for Donald Trump. Forgive me.
He also has a lot of flip-flops too, so. Oh, having too much fun here, y'all.
12 hours after that 17-minute conversation, I wake up, my staff calls, said, did you see the Truth Social? And it says, the president says, I read Newsom, the Riot Act. And now we're going to federalize the National Guard in his state. 4,000 National Guard were ultimately federalized in my state. 700 active duty Marines were sent, not overseas, were sent to the second largest city in the United States. He had militarized the second largest city in the United States of America. Remember, that's where all of this started first. It was literally the line that crossed where I shifted everything, where we shifted our approach, our tonality, our engagement. And it was the line that we now have seen crossed. I said it at the time. We said this is a preview of things to come. You saw it in DC, you saw it in Chicago, you saw it in Minnesota. You're seeing it in places, including here, all across the United States. This guy is not screwing around. And that was the moment that I felt we needed to put a mirror up to Donald Trump in a different way. I get it. I want to talk about tabletop issues. I want to talk about my 10-point plans. I want to talk about the future and a positive alternative vision, an economic vision where everyone feels included and we can address the systemic problems of our time. Yes, we all want to get to that. But right now, we may lose our country. We may not be able to celebrate, this historic project of our founding fathers next year as we know it. The best of Roman Republic, the best of Greek democracy, co-equal branches of government, popular sovereignty, the rule of law, not the rule of done. And I hope it's dawning on everybody. I hope it's dawning. I think it's dawning on everyone. People are starting to understand these lines that are being crossed on a daily basis, an hourly basis. So we decided to put that mirror up. And yes, in all caps. To the absurdity of Trump dressing up as the Pope, dressing up as Superman, putting his picture up there on Mount Rushmore, belittling and demeaning people every single day. And when we did that, we also exposed his enablers. We exposed Fox News and Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham and Jesse Waters and all of those that are complicit on this propaganda network. You saw what happened at Fox. They must have done 60 segments on this. So sick were they that the governor would act so immaturely, really. So ignorant to their own complicity, so situationally unaware. They've allowed this normalization, this invasive species of sorts, into our lives. A guy who's going after institutions that have one thing in common, institutions that cultivate individual and independent thinking. I joke about those knee pads. By the way, we sell knee pads. We got new ones just came in. It's on my Patriot site. You can look it up right now. We have new Trump signature series knee pads because the first one sold out. Just like our law firms sold out, just like our universities were selling out, just like corporations are selling out, just like the media has been selling out to Donald Trump and bending a knee. We've got to call this out. We can lose our republic. We will lose our country. We've got to stand up. So that's what was reflected after that call that Trump made to Greg Abbott, where he said he's entitled to 5 seats because he knows he's going to get shellacked in the midterm elections. He knows he's going to lose in the midterm elections. So what does he do? He does what he always does. He did what he did on January 6th, where he tried to wreck this country like democracy on fire. I was in Fulton County yesterday, who of course called the Secretary of State there, demanding 12,000 votes. That's exactly what he did with Greg Abbott. He's trying to rig the election in 2026 before one vote is cast. The difference is the die was cast in my mind. That instead of writing that op-ed to express displeasure with what he's doing in Texas, we decided to write a new constitution in the state of California and fight fire with fire by drawing our own lines and pushing back. And it's just a different approach. I love my party. Jamie, I love our party. But we're so, we kind of get a little consumed with winning arguments while they're consolidating power.
Yes.
These guys are ruthless. They're ruthless. There will not be a fair and free election in the United States of America as we know it unless we win back the House of Representatives this November. He's not screwing around. In Fulton County yesterday, I met with the commissioners there. He's not screwing around. He's trying to nationalize election one day, 2 days later says, oh, it's just in 15 blue states. This SAVE Act and what he's trying to do, very familiar here in South Carolina.
Yes. Yes.
It's not just about ID, it's about registration and who should vote, who can vote. This is happening on our watch in real time in the United States of America 2026. For things to change, we need to change. So my approach changed. That switch came off. It was a bright light, not darkness. It was daylight. Do something different. Call this out, fight fire with fire. And you know what happens? It's always the case. Also use humor. You know what all fascists and dictators have in common? They don't like being mocked.
No.
And part of it is this mystique. They want us to respond outraged because it suggests they're more powerful than they actually are. Donald Trump is weakness masquerading as strength.
Yes.
He's in retreat right now. He's in retreat because of all of you, because the steel spine of the folks in Minnesota, because those of you that have showed up here and all across the country at the No Kings rally, you guys are stepping up and stepping in. You're the freedom fighters. You're the patriots in this country. You're the ones standing up for freedom and free speech. You're the ones that are embracing the flag, not Donald Trump. He's trying to wreck this country. And it's one of the great grifts we've ever seen in human history. And let's call that out. The Trump story, I'm sorry, Jamie, is a corruption story. Billions and billions of dollars of self-enrichment. Why do you think he was so, even by Trump's standard, I had never seen him just so tongue-tied in that Friday press conference after the Supreme Court decision. But I understand it, because he was broken, because it's not about the policy, it's about the profit. What do the tariffs have in common? Deals with the Trump family, the Witkoff family. You think I'm overstating this? You saw what happened in Vietnam. He dropped the tariffs 26% randomly out of nowhere right after the Vietnamese government approved a $1.5 billion golf course of his. I mean, that happened, and we're not even talking about it. How about the $2 billion went into world financial literacy, into the Witkoff family, in the Trump family's pocket? And you know what in return they got, the UAE got for that $2 billion contribution in tithing? They got some high-valued computer chips. National security was sacrificed in the name of their personal portfolio. That's happening in real time on our watch. We have got to call this out. We have got to fight fire with fire. It's all on the line, and we need to draw that line. And as we draw the line, yes, let's also start drawing that circle where all of us can be repairers of the breach in the spirit of Isaiah as we move from resistance to renewal. And we'll get there. We will get there, and it starts again with Speaker Jeffries this November.
Amen to that.